Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday, October 14th, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I just want to say I'm sorry that I have not uploaded in the past 3 days. I really wanted to. I was disappointed that I couldn't. But yeah, I was out of town over the weekend, and I brought my computer. I recorded the video. I uploaded it, but the upload failed because I did not have good enough connection. So it's unfortunate because a lot happened. So yeah, sorry about that, and let's just get into what we have here. So a lot to discuss from what happened over the previous days. Since I last uploaded, the Mariners beat the Tigers in 15 innings in a great game, and they advanced to the ALCS, and then the Brewers beat the Cubs, and they advanced to the NLCS, and then game one of the ALCS went to Seattle 3-1. Game two of the ALCS went to Seattle again, this time by a score of 10-3. We'll start there. That happened yesterday. Um, the Mariners had 10 runs on 10 hits, and the Blue Jays 3 runs on 6 hits. Savage with the loss. The win went to Bizardo. And Blue Jays, it was tied through 4 innings. And then after that, the Seattle offense woke up. They scored 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and 3 in the 7th, and that was all it took. Seattle now with a 2-0 lead going back to Seattle for 3 games. So they have 3 games to at least get one, or they could just win the whole thing if they win 2 out of 3 in front of the home crowd, and that would be pretty shocking upset. I had Seattle to go to the World Series um, at the beginning of the postseason, and I was going to stick with that prediction, but I felt like the Blue Jays were coming in a little bit hotter and playing better baseball, but I was still going to stick with Seattle because I predicted them. And so far, right now, it looks like that prediction is paying off. And then game one of the NLCS between the Dodgers and the Brewers was yesterday, and it was 2-1. And Blake Snell dealt yesterday. He went 8 innings, gave up 1 hit, and struck out 10. He faced one batter over the minimum through 8 innings, and it got a little bit dicey at the end. The Brewers loaded the bases. They got a run in from a sac fly, and then a strikeout ended the game. So there was also, I was unable to watch all the games that happened yesterday. I had a class that I'm starting on Monday night, so that's unfortunate. So yeah, I'm not able to watch the game, but some crazy stuff happened. I mean, the Dodgers had the bases loaded, and uh, I'm still not really sure what happened. The ball was hit out to the outfield, and they thought it was caught, and then it turned into a double play, and they scored no runs off of it. So it was a lot closer than it should have been. The Brewers only had 2 hits in the whole game, and Snell was dominant. He was really, really good, and the Dodgers had 1 run on 7 hits. So Brewers a little bit of momentum at the end of the game, with the Dodgers thoroughly dominated game one of the NLCS. Game two is tonight, and the starting pitchers will be Yamamoto for the Dodgers and Peralta for the Brewers. A good pitching matchup. Um, I don't know, based on how yesterday went, I'd like to say Dodgers again, but I think the Brewers are going to win, and I think the Brewers are going to win the whole series. That's my prediction. So that's baseball. That's all the recap for baseball. What happened for football was very unfortunate for the 49ers in a year that's already been plagued by injuries to everyone. Bosa's out for the year, and then pretty much everyone on the offense except for McCaffrey has been hurt at some point. Um, and more bad news as Fred Warner goes down with a gruesome injury. It looked like ankle. It could have been a leg. I'm not sure. It's a lower area. It's bad, and they're saying it could be career threatening. Obviously, you'd expect him to play again. He's Fred Warner. He's so tough. He's just a dog, but he's out for the year. So Bosa and Warner out for the year are two best defensive players. In my opinion, the best player on the 49ers is Christian McCaffrey, followed very closely by Warner and Bosa. So our second and third best players out for the year, in a year that we're already just fighting to stay afloat. Um, I still think we can make the playoffs with our easy schedule, but it would be tough to win the whole thing with how banged up we are. And we're gonna have to just boat race everybody if we're gonna want to win these games. The offense is gonna have to put up 30 a game. I mean, the defense still is really good, but Warner and Bosa are all pros at their respective position. They're, in my opinion, Fred Warner is the best linebacker in the league. Not even close. He might be top 10 all time, really. And then I think Bosa is definitely top three. I think Parsons and Garrett are up there as well, but he's definitely top three at his position. But yeah, Warner is such a frustrating loss because he's missed like one game over 8 years. He played last year, most of it with a fractured ankle, and he just it's a bad injury. And he's the successor to Patrick Willis. He might even be better than Patrick Willis. That's a stretch, but because Pat Will was so good, but it just sucks to see this, and I'm hoping, I'm praying that it doesn't turn into a Bowman situation where Bowman had that nasty ankle injury in Seattle, and then he was never the same after that. And I'm really 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 hoping that does not happen to Fred Warner because he's such a great player. Um, but in terms of the game, though, I mean, the Niners didn't play bad necessarily. It was just, you know, the Bucks played better than us. Eddie Pinheiro had a great game, so just got to give him his props. He was 4 for 4 on field goals and with the extra point as well. Um, and then Kendrick Bourne had another nice game. Mac Jones was had a good game as well, except for the interceptions. And McCaffrey is McCaffrey. He does what he does. Um, Michael Williams got his first sack. And the offense looked good, but two costly turnovers. One was a miscommunication. The other was just a dumb pick on fourth down. So, but and then Baker had a nice game. He balled out for sure. The Bucks just outplayed us. On another day, I feel like we win that game full strength. With both teams were so hurt, but if both teams at full strength, I think we win this game. But it just so happened that today, or Sunday rather, wasn't our day. So 49ers fall to 4-2 with the Rams and the Seahawks both winning. That means that there's a three-way tie at the top of the division, except for the fact that we have the tiebreaker over both of those teams. So, um, you know, it's frustrating. You're not gonna give up. We're still a very good team, but it's a big loss. And then other stuff that happened was Monday Night Football yesterday. The Bears beat the Commanders on a game-winning field goal from Jake Moody, which now he wants to kick. Um, gosh, so bad. Um, and then yeah, they beat the Commanders 25-24. The Bears did, and the Falcons surprised me. They beat the Bills 24-14. Bijan Robinson had a massive game. Um, and that was what happened for football yesterday. So Thursday night is on Thursday. We'll talk about that another time. Basketball is still in the preseason. In the WNBA, I don't think I talked about this. I think it was in the video that got lost. The Vegas Aces, Las Vegas Aces, won the WNBA Finals in a sweep of the Phoenix Mercury, 97-86, and Las Vegas wins their third championship in the last 4 years. Um, Over the weekend, uh, the Sharks. I th- I think this was. I think I did talk about this. I talked about the debut, the first game of the year for the Sharks, and then the second game did not go much better. I actually did was able to watch this game, and we our biggest lead was two at multiple points throughout the game. It was 2-2 at the end of the first period. Reeves with his first goal as a Shark, and then it got tied up again, 3-3. We led 5-3 or 5-4 at the end of the second period, and then we went up 6-4. The Ducks came back. They scored in with 9 minutes to go, and then they scored with 51 seconds to go to tie the game. And then in overtime, Celebrini made a mistake, tried to do a fancy move, lost the puck, and the Ducks scored. It was a good game for the Sharks offense, but you know, we ended up losing 7-6 in overtime. Still got a point though, but you'd like to win that game, especially with the big lead late in the game. So it's unfortunate that that happened. So close once again. But yeah, the Sharks now nothing, nothing, and 2 on the year. We play the Hurricanes tonight at home. So maybe that'll go better. Maybe that'll go better. And then pretty much that's everything that happened. I don't think I'm missing anything. A lot to discuss. And again, I'm sorry for not uploading. I'm pretty mad about it myself. From the first time I've ever missed uploads. But kind of a quick summary of what happened. Um, and yeah, so that's it, I guess. Not there's a lot to talk about, so not many like deep dives into stuff. But if it comes up, I'll be sure to rediscuss it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.